SHOCKMOUTHS needs to fix the rug!
Are you seriously that fucking naive? And SHOCKMOUTHS is the expert. He's the boob expert.
I heard his podcast, and it's awful. Don't listen to it.
Hello everyone, welcome to the SHOCKMOUTHS podcast, the only podcast that has had more chances than a cat has lives. I'm Mitch. In this very special episode, I forgot to close my door. Of course, I had to fuck something up. I'm joined as always by the voice of God himself, Ripley.
Hi.
And a very special co-host, Ms. Perfect Paradox.
Hi everyone.
How did we get here? How did we get here indeed? Well, I'm going to milk this for as long as I can because the deadline is for another 60 hours away, so I've got 60 hours before I have to shave my head in order to get unblocked. Which is already done, so do I even need to follow through? Anyway, no, I'm going to do it in like 20 minutes, don't worry. Alright. So, some backstory. I've had a little bit to drink, because I have to, because it's Australia, and I can do that any time I want, and because of what's at stake here. So about a year ago, I think it was, like nearly to the week, Keemstar blocked me because I told him one too many bold jokes, and he finally had enough, and he blocked me. Like, he knows there's a mute button, right? He can just mute, but at first I was like, oh, okay, cool. But then, because that's how I am anytime someone blocks me, because you usually don't notice. But with Keemstar, it's different. Because everyone's always talking about him, everyone's always replying to him, and quote retweeting him, and you're like, God damn it, I can't fucking see what they're talking about. Like, there's something weird about him like that happens with no one else. No one else. Maybe, I think another guy was like once, and it was like, I don't even care enough to check. So then you gotta like, if you're in the Twitter app, you gotta like, go open in Safari, right? So that you're not signed in. But then you gotta already be in incognito mode. Because if you're not, it throws you straight back into Twitter and says, you're blocked. I'm just like, fucking hell. So then, about a week ago nearly, I do this all the time on Twitter. I'll tweet out shit that I can't see. Sorry, not that I can't see. that I don't think will happen. So like nearly a week ago, I said, hey, if Keemstar unblocks me, I'll shave my fucking head if he does it before Christmas and keeps me unblocked. Because he's not going to see it, because he's got me blocked. So, I got betrayed by TwizFizz, who I hate right now. And she's going to be on tonight at 9 o'clock Sydney time for our usual stream. And leading up to that stream, I was like, I'm fucking worried. Like, I don't want to, because I don't want to upset her. I want to treat her very nicely. I want to welcome her and yada yada. But now the fucking gloves are off. I don't give a shit. She's gonna. I can't say it because I'll probably get called a harasser and shit. But she'll find out later on tonight when I'll
try and mediate the situation tonight.
No, don't. You mediate it, you're fucking done. You're out of here. And you'll have to pay back everything that I haven't paid you. So so she's responsible for all this.
All the $0 you've given him.
So, God damn it, I had all these lined up. I had these fucking... Here they are. No, don't show people what I was Googling just a second ago. Jesus Christ. Yeah, so, nearly a week ago, I tweeted, Mum wants me to shave my head and keep the beard. If Keemstar unblocks me for Christmas, I'll do it. And then she sends him the screenshots, and he's like, shave your head in the next 72 hours or you'll be blocked for life. I'm like, God fucking damn it, TwizFizz. Like, So now I've got to rethink every single thing that I've ever put out there as a joke that, like, probably won't happen. So, like, I think just the day before the day before she did that, I'd put on my Patreon as a joke, hey, give me $5,000 US a month and I'll shove Ricky Bowick's U2s up my ass and I'll send the video to you privately. So I've had to go delete that now because I don't think anyone will, but just on the off chance that someone does, because I'd happily give it back, but at the same time, I'd have to give it back. That's painful. That's painful having to give someone $5,000 back to keep your dignity. So, to save myself that pain, I've had to delete it. Sorry, what'd you say, Ripley? I didn't hear you.
Or you could have just done that if someone gave you $5,000.
Or I could have just done it.
Yeah, I mean, he put a cookie up there.
No, I've got a line, and evidently, now that I had to actually think about it, that's not it. That's not the line. $100,000, yeah. Maybe $500,000. Not $5,000. Sorry, no.
One.
Because you know that thing would get out. That would get out. that would leak. It's not like drinking Belle Delphine's bathwater or whatever that guy did. Which I can't remember if he faked that or not. I can't remember if he did. But if he did, I can't remember if he did or not. So, like, he did a good job. That's what people remember.
Scribblefist asks a really good question. She asks, did you learn your lesson about teasing people for baldness?
Not yet, but I might later.
It's coming up. He will.
I'll do it. I'll fucking do it. So yeah, the tweet that... Let me just go back here. When I said, Mum wants me to shave my head, yada yada, that was in reply to another tweet I did. Mum randomly said she saw a guy on TV, and she's like, I love bald men with a beard. Which then made me think of Keemstar. I'm like, yuck. Oh, Jesus Christ. So I said, Mum just said I love bald men with beards, and I've never felt so cucked by Keemstar before. Which then made people go, why does that make you feel cucked? And it was a bad choice of words. I'm sorry.
That was a really bad choice of words.
It was. People overuse that word, and I was one of them in that moment. But, no, so backstory on that. Mum's always wanted me to have no hair. She doesn't want me to have no hair with a beard, because other people were like, well, why does your mum want you to look like someone she's attracted to? Which is also weird. And I don't think that she wants me to look like someone she's attracted to. She just wants me to look the best I possibly can. And that's, in her mind, what is the best I possibly can be.
So
it doesn't mean that she's fucking attracted to me, you fucking sickos.
You don't have a lot of working room, is what she's saying.
No, thanks, Ripley. No. 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 I don't have a lot going for me. Wow, thanks, Ripley. You've made that cut me deep. Like, even my own mother's like, you haven't got much going for you, so just shave it off. No, because my hair was always shaved when I was a kid, because it was, like, cheap. You didn't have to do anything when you got up in the morning. You look left, you look right, and your hair's fucking done. You're done for the day, like. But then it was around when I was 17 when I started going, no, Mum, I'm growing my hair. And that was around when Episode 3 came out. Anakin had the long hair, and Harry Potter, when he had the long hair, came out. And I'm like, yeah, that's the fucking look. That's the look I want, and I haven't moved on from it. Like, someone I used to work with, who's in Sweden now, she saw that I was doing this, and she messaged last night. She commented, she said, what the fuck? That's your trademark look. I'm like, yeah, I got to. The internet told me to.
It'll be a new era where you become a full-on Tommy C clone.
Oh, God. That's the other thing. Has he got his head shaved right now? Because I always get accused of copying that guy.
Oh, I didn't even think of that. Good.
Has he got his hair shaved?
That's brilliant. Yeah, he does.
Oh, for fuck's sake! That's it.
Yeah,
Stream's off. Stream's cancelled, everyone.
Yeah, I think he does. I think it's a little bit longer. I think it's a little shaggy, but it is.
Oh, I'm going number 0. I'm going number 0. So then I told Mum yesterday that, your wish is coming true, like I'm finally shaving my head, because she's always like, go get a haircut! Go get a haircut! And, where is it? I said, I'm shaving my head tomorrow, and she goes, what? What is that? Don't go completely bald, just short. I'm like, nah, it's gotta be number 0. She's like, oh, no, I don't want it. I'm like, you fucking asked for this! What the fuck? Oh, fucking mothers.
See, I think you should do a mullet. I think you should shave the front.
And then shave the mullet after. Because I was gonna do the mohawk first.
I think you should do business in the front, party in the back, just for the shits and fucking giggles. Just to get the pictures and send it to your wife and say, I think this actually looks better than fully bald. So I'm gonna keep it like this.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, just get like the old man haircut where they like it's all bald, like, and then just a little bit of hair on the side, like the cartoon old man haircut.
Or have like a comb over.
Well, Twistfist came up with the most sickest one, because that's what she is. Shave a reverse mohawk, which I think is like just straight down the middle. Because, yeah, before you said that, Paradox, I was going to do the sides and then keep a mohawk.
There we go.
I was going to do that. But, yeah, I think a mullet's a little too far, although I'd probably fit in this area of Sydney that I'm in. It's very like that.
Yeah, but I mean it's going to be easier to shave the front anyway. So you're going to have a natural mullet anyway. So might as well, we'll do a poll. I'll do a Twitter poll right now. Let me just get the thing. All right. Oh, got to make sure there's no fucking
porn. I've realized I follow a lot of people that like to retweet porn.
You think?
Yeah. All right. So what? How should I do my hair before going completely bald? Do we go reverse mohawk? Oh wait, no. God damn it! I forgot how to poll. God damn.
Night
Right.
elf
No, just go mohawk or bald. A skullet. I think they call it a skullet.
A what?
A skullet.
I've never heard of that.
Like Hulk Hogan.
More of an important question. Why do you have your Twitter in white mode instead of dark mode?
I have it like that on desktop. I don't know why. I'll set this for 15 minutes. All right, there we go. Keep an eye on that poll. Oh wait, goddamn! Forgot to add this. God damn it! Did that? All right, cool. I don't even know if I spelt mohawk correctly. God damn. Schizophrenic,
Right.
writing anti-Jew stuff in the chat there. Check my phone. Oh, okay. Oh, Jesse just sent me something. Oh, that's disgusting. That's Jesse's suggestion there. I'm gonna wait for you guys to see that. That's fucking gross. No, I won't do that. No, that's fucking gross. I want to look like a 90s punk star, not some fucking pedo. An old pedo at that.
Okay. So you know how I've had a headache for 10 years, right? And I've tried desperately to get rid of it.
Yeah.
I went down to Panama to see a witch doctor. Don't ask. But I also have a best friend in Panama, so I wanted to see her anyway.
Yeah.
Well, the witch doctor put like this like mud base thing on top of my head, and I had to like sit with it for 24 hours on my head.
Yeah.
And it like got so ingrained into like my hair and everything, I had to shave bits of it off because it turned into clay. So I literally had to shave parts of my hair off. So I can understand how attached you are to shaving your head bald.
Just tell people that you donated to cancer or something.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not worried about going to hell. I wouldn't tell people that because I don't want to go to hell. But you're already going there anyway, so fuck it.
I've got an express ticket, so I'm good.
Yeah, you got the Disney Fast Pass because they own hell as well. All right.
Do a Danny DeVito. What's
Danny
DeVito?
Danny DeVito is basically what Jesse sent me there. That one. Last time Jesse sent me something during a stream, it was a voice clip of him saying the N-word. So I'm glad I didn't fucking play that. He's never getting any of his voice clips played on this stream ever.
No.
Alright. I should have...
There will be no N-words on this stream.
Never
Absolutely
ever.
no
Unless you give me 10 grand. Oh shit, there I go again! Saying shit that I don't want to do!
You can't help yourself.
I can't!
You've got to stop doing that shit. Not do that.
Is Keem even gonna come and watch his fucking trophy pig or whatever?
I'm sure he won't. I'm sure he won't. He'll just
He
fucking
probably won't.
some shit. Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta set my house on fire like that autistic kid. Because that's right.
Black.
Keemstar only makes fun of autistic people. Nobody
Wait,
told him my
didn't-
diagnosis. He hasn't got the
Didn't-
memo yet.
Didn't you copy Bo Black's after you did that?
No.
No.
No, actually I did. I tried to get unblocked that way. Okay, wait, here it is here. Fuck's sake. All me shit's everywhere. Yeah, so I think it was March or April, just after Bo Black's, like, burned his Tommy C shirt to get unblocked. I was like, if Keem doesn't unblock me, I'm gonna burn fucking his shirt. And he didn't. Like, I thought it was one of those things. I knew it's not gonna happen. I'm gonna have to do it. But I was fine with it, because none of the fucking, like, I don't know a better word for it, threats or shit that I say I'm gonna do, whatever. That's a threat, I guess. They never come to fruition. This is the first one I think that's come to fruition. So,
Yeah, but that wasn't really a threat because that shirt is like epically cursed.
Yeah, it is.
Every
It
time you
is.
wear that shirt, it brings you nothing but bad luck.
So I only cut off the sleeves and just tried to burn the sleeves, and then the sleeves wouldn't burn. The fire retardant at Cool Shirts is so good. Like, wrap your baby in that shit, chuck your baby in the fire, and they won't die.
After the nukes like completely explode and the fucking Earth is gone, there will be cockroaches
and Chad
t-shirts.
in his shirts.
I've tried
There
burning.
will be cockroaches walking around in Keemstar shirts.
Yeah.
I've tried burning gnomes before. It doesn't work very well.
Why did you try and burn a gnome?
Because Keemstar is a gnome.
Well,
Okay, Ripley, but you didn't actually do that, did you?
Whereas
I did. I did, and I nearly got fucking poisoning in the lungs from the burning.
iDubbbz burned a gnome and he shot it up too in the content cop that he did on Keem.
Yeah,
I recall.
I was just trying to make a joke and it failed, okay?
We're just talking about things that we've done, Ripley. So when we're talking about things that we've done, and then you go out there and say, well, I did this, we're not gonna, like... Well, I did. I questioned it, but we're not gonna... You gotta say things that you actually did, is my point. You gotta say things that you actually did.
Is it Americans that don't understand jokes? Is it just Americans that don't understand jokes?
Oh, we understand jokes. It just wasn't a joke.
Oh, I'm so fucking sorry.
I was calling Keemstar a gnome.
Because I'm an American. For those of you who don't understand what's going on, Mitch constantly says that us Americans don't understand sarcasm and we don't understand jokes.
Because you don't.
So, fuck you and sit and spin, shove a Ricky Burrick fucking cookie up your ass.
U2s. Which I don't have yet. I don't even think they're available yet. I think it's happening in like hours.
U2s, I don't care if it's a cookie. I don't care if it's a fucking pen. Shove it up your ass.
It's very close, this thing. This poll. There's 8 minutes left. And it's not the one that I want to do. Please go change that.
Would you like me to put the chat, or did you just do that?
Do what? You cut out because you're in Adelaide and your internet shit.
Would you like me to put the poll in the chat, or did you just do that?
Yeah, put it back in the chat. I mean, I think they all voted anyway.
Okay, how about everybody in the chat? 1 for a mohawk, 2 for the faux hawk, or whatever that is.
Now, we've got an official Twitter poll. We've got to go by, like, if we just go ignoring election results, then what good are elections?
Everybody doesn't have Twitter, you dumb fuck. Everybody doesn't have Twitter.
Yeah, those people don't matter.
Oh, jeez, Louise.
I agree.
See? They don't matter. Oh, yeah, Augie's stream starting. He's doing that thing where he plays the intro for 10 minutes.
Some of us have gotten, like, suspended and can't go back to Twitter, you know.
Are you one of them?
No.
Then, exactly.
I'm just saying.
Those people don't matter.
I
can't wait to get suspended now.
You can't quote.
And, okay, Zachy Quack says 3 for Danny DeVito. So 1 for the mohawk, 2 for the straight down the middle, 3 for the Danny DeVito. So that's the chat. So go ahead, vote now. 1, 2, or 3. Go. In the chat.
You all don't matter.
Yes, they do. They're here.
I know. Kidding? It's a joke. It's a joke. Well, don't you get jokes?
That wasn't a joke, and it wasn't funny.
It was funny to me. That's what matters.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Well, as long as
you're right. It wasn't funny. I'm sorry.
All right. Okay. You're forgiven.
I don't care.
See, I'm all mullet too, Colleen. I'm totally mullet.
Oh, goddamn. Did you people hear me say the one that I don't want is winning, and you all just went and voted for that one? Because now it's soaring in the lead.
Yeah, why
which one is it? I didn't vote. I swear I didn't vote, so I don't know which one it is.
Well, go vote. Every vote counts.
Okay. I'll go vote.
There's 6 minutes left.
I voted for the Mo.
Oh, fuck. Is this our first bonus episode, Ripley?
I think
Unless you
it is.
count the
Cool.
really bad one that we did for Patreon.
What really bad one? No, that was like a half
The one-
episode.
Yeah, the one where you were away and we had to do it with our phones and it was bad.
Yeah, but how's that any different to any other episode? How did we all fuck up this week? I'm sure you already know how I fucked up this week. Ripley, how did you fuck up this week? I love this segment.
Should we save this for tonight? Or
How did you fuck up in last week? Because we didn't do one last week.
oh yeah, I was crossing the road and one of the ramps to get up onto the footpath, I'm in a wheelchair for people who don't know, was too steep and the chair tipped back, and I wasn't worried at all because I've got stabilizers on the back of my chair, but everybody else was screaming. They thought I was going to die. It's pretty funny.
Wow. That is... So, I'm so fucking fucked right now. I didn't hear any of that. I'm sorry. Paradox, how did you fuck up last week?
Okay, so was last week Halloween?
Yes. Yeah, how did we all fuck up for Halloween?
So how did we all fuck up for Halloween? So I fucked up for Halloween because I attempted to dress up for the first time in like 20 years.
Because you don't leave the house.
Because I don't leave the house.
Yep.
Unless if it's like night out and I'm going to play poker. And that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
So I figured, well, I'll dress up, I'll go play poker and, you know, have a good time or whatever. And I ended up sticking one of the powdery things in my eye. And yeah, it was really bad. And so I ended up having to stay home because my eye like swelled up to 3 times its size. That's how I fucked up.
Did you have to shave your head at the end of it?
No, I didn't have to shave my head, but I nearly had to go to the doctor because I thought I fucking go blind.
That's going to be my new, but did you die? But did you shave your head? Did you have to shave your head because you're an idiot that talks too fucking much?
Yeah.
So, right. The other reason why I've got it, because I got called a cuck too. I got called a cuck, and I'm like, wow, this is how it was like for Maddox. All right, I got to lead by example now and just go, yeah. I'm not going to sue you for $20 million. Could you imagine if, like, something, like, ticked in my brain where I was like, that's it, fucking suing everybody, don't call me a cuck. No, but I have to do it because of this. It's not because I'm a cuck. I would be a cuck if he came in and said, now do the eyebrows, and went, oh, okay, and did the... No, that's not part of the fucking deal. At that point, yes, cuckery. We're in cuckland. Lord Cuckland, or I don't know, I can't fucking think. But, yeah, I put it out there, and I made a big bet that I thought no one was going to call, and I got called. And I have to show now. I can't fold it. I have to show. Because if I don't, then anything that I tweet from this moment on has no value. There's nothing. It's like, yeah, he's full of shit, though. He'll tweet anything and then won't do it. So, I gotta do... I may be losing dignity, but there is dignity to be kept in following through with what I say I'll do. That's what I'll say there.
You know what? I admire that. I admire somebody that is absolutely worth their salt and worth their word. So, hats off to you.
Yeah,
Even
and he's
though
gonna...
it's absolutely the most idiotic thing I've ever fucking seen in my life.
Oh, it's not like I'm giving him a kidney. I'm not giving him a kidney. I'm just shaving my head. What if
I've got nothing but mad respect for you. I really do. I think it's, again, totally idiotic, but nothing but mad respect.
What if I'd been planning to shave my head regardless at some point in the next few months? And then I was like, and I've like played you all. I'm actually like low-key genius. That's not true, but like imagine in another dimension where that's true. Yeah.
There would only be one dimension out of the million or whatever. Where you're a genius.
Doctor Strange,
Also,
is this the 1 in 14 million where Keemstar actually doesn't block me when I go through with it? And he's like, if I tell you, he'll block you. Oh, fuck. Oh, now I can't hear you guys because I unplugged my headphones. Alright, there we go. Sorry, continue.
All right, so what are we? T minus 1 minute, and then we're good.
Yeah.
Time.
Yeah, it's time. Alright. Get out the John Farnham. Right. Roll out John Farnham from the closet. It's time. Right. Oh, I don't even know how that song goes. Oh, man, guys, I've put so much thought into actually sitting down and clicking the stream button and tweeting dumb shit that I never actually put any thought into the act of shaving my head. Like, I've completely blocked that out. All I focused on was, like, getting all you guys together and getting drunk at 11:40 in the morning. Because if you guys aren't here, I'd just be getting drunk as usual at 11:40.
Than the hair.
Alright, I'm gonna take my hat off now. Oh wait, I need to swap these headphones.
So the Skullet won.
Skullet won. God damn it.
So the Skullet won. Yep. Yeah,
well, I'm gonna do my best.
Right. You better cover up your. Do you have a towel to cover up your desk? Because you're gonna be picking up hair forever.
Oh, I'll get a vacuum. It's all right. Hang on. I just gotta swap headphones. All right, there we go. Ah, I nearly fucking hanged myself. Ah.
That's a stream fail and a half.
Yeah. Man kills his own social media and himself. So look how thick it is, man. God damn it. I just hit puberty then. Wait,
the only thing that would have made this better is if you could line it up for the world's greatest shave, and then we could have done it in here.
Hold on, I can't hear you. I had to take them out for a second. The world's greatest shave.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Or if anybody donates, we can give the money to Team Trees.
Don't shut the fuck up, Ripley. I got bills to pay. I got bills to pay. I'm in debt, motherfucker. You have no idea. I already gave money to Trees. I'm in debt, and I already gave money to Trees. I gave money to Trees despite being in debt.
Fine,
Why you gotta open your mouth like that, Ripley? God damn it. You're always opening your mouth and saying shit. I mean, I say shit too. That's why we're here. Oh, hang on.
Your hair is a lot longer than what I thought.
Team Alcoholics, son. How about that? We'll give it to Team Alcoholics.
Alright, I've got my fucking video camera there recording.
This is gonna be fucking hilarious.
Do we want top view or close-up view? What one do we want?
Yeah, let's do close-up view.
On, I need some more wine. Hang on. We're going now. Alright, I'm gonna get the razor. Here we go.
Okay, so you're gonna shave it
hold on.
Like the opposite mohawk, and then you're gonna do a Danny DeVito.
It's not turning on. The razor isn't fucking turning on.
What?
Nah, I'm kidding.
No, fuck.
I'm fucking with you. It's what I do. I do have all these. I got all these fucking tools here. Oh shit, they fell. What is this? It's got liquid. I don't know what. It sounds like my mum's vibrator. But I meant to say your mum. I don't know why I said my mum. I meant to say your mum. God damn, I've drunk too much. I've drunk too much. I'm fucking up my words.
All right.
So I don't know what this liquid does. All right.
Suck it up.
No, before I do, I have some last words.
Yeah, say goodbye to your hair.
Why? My last words are, how come I gotta shave my fucking head to get some fucking view? Why couldn't it have been the Detective Pikachu cartoons that I do? Why couldn't that have been the thing that people went, oh yeah, I'll fucking check that out?
Because you were about 7 years too late.
That's true.
Exactly.
Wait, what are you referencing? Like Newgrounds sort of shit? Is that what you mean?
No, 2012 YouTube was when animation was great, wasn't it?
Yeah. No, I was too busy getting fucked up and drunk.
Exactly.
Ugh.
See? Late.
God damn.
Time to shave.
Alright. Also, I think this says a lot. I think this says a lot about our society and our algorithm.
Let's do it, Mitch. Just fucking get it over with.
Ego Raptor, please make more. Nah, I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say it. Alright, let's. Alright.
Rip off the Band-Aid.
God damn it! No, I don't want to do it!
You can do
Balls
it.
out. Get it over with.
If he reblocks me, I swear to God, I will unleash a nuclear Armageddon of bald man jokes. I have an entire fucking folder of bald man jokes here that I will unleash. All right, here we go. Wait, so what are we doing? Are we doing Danny DeVito?
Down the middle. Down the middle.
Here we go.
Ah! It's broke. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. A lot just came out there. Oh, God. Oh, shit. It's so thick. I'm sending this to TwizFizz as well, by the way. Fuck her.
TwizFizz, I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you.
Spiky. You better get that autistic fucking the kid in the closet.
That would be Max and Augie.
Oh, God. It's so fucking ugly. Like, I'm ugly usually. That's bad.
It's happening.
You're fine. You're fine. Keep it going. TwizFizz says, I'll send you my address. Can't wait.
Oh, there's a lot here. Fuck me.
Oh, yeah, it's just coming right out. You look like you have cancer. Good job.
I was gonna make that joke, but my wife said, don't do that. That's terrible. Everyone knows someone who's died from cancer. And I'm like, yeah, me too. I know people who are currently dying from fucking cancer. It doesn't it doesn't negate the fact that I'm going to look like a cancer patient / molester.
Exactly. And you know what? The people that I know who have been diagnosed with cancer and the people that I know who have like died from cancer would laugh their fucking asses off at that fucking joke.
Look at this shit. Look at this shit, man.
That's fucking funny.
Look at this rogue bit here. I look like Will Smith playing the genie. This is fucked.
You know what? You could probably donate that hair. You know that. It's not dyed or anything.
I'm giving it. I'm giving it to a spastic, and her name's TwizFizz. Wait, is that blood? There's fucking blood. There's blood on my head.
Did you nick yourself?
Yeah.
Keep it going.
Oh, okay. Banned for gore.
Yeah, banned for gore.
When you get this hair, TwizFizz, give it a wash. It might be bloody. I don't have AIDS. Just put it through the washing machine or something first. Okay? This is on you. You get everything.
You see a little bit of blood and then you make a big deal out of it. Come on, let's go.
I know. I'm just being hygienic. That's all. I gotta be safe. I don't have AIDS or anything like that, but just, you know.
It's premium hair with natural red hair dye.
Wait,
natural
shit.
red hair dye.
It's weird because it's not. This doesn't work like a mirror. Wait.
I hope that people are
getting...
screenshotting this. Somebody should be screenshotting this and tweeting it.
They're gonna be able to watch the replay. This is harder than I thought it was gonna be. Like, I thought it was just gonna be like...
Don't accidentally, like, shave your fucking eyebrow when you do that.
Oh, can you please shave your eyebrows?
No. Like I said, that would be going into cuckold territory.
Okay, well, first of all, you're doing it the opposite way. You're supposed to have it where it's bottom base down.
Oh, so like this way? Wait. Like from the back to the front?
Yes. Where the base, where the... That's probably why you're nicking yourself. Turn it around.
I just have fucking dents and shit in my head. His dignity. You get it all. His hair, his dignity, his sense of self, the duvet cover, and his accent.
And his accent. Very
well, yeah,
good.
there is a duvet cover on the floor. That's what I'm using to catch all this shit. I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah, you're right. Yes. The way that you turned it is correct.
Dude, there's so much here. Look at this shit.
You should have
fucking screenshot that. Wait. I hope my friend didn't.
You have like patches in your fucking head now. Oh my god.
Fuck me.
You
know what? Soft. It's taking longer because I'm trying to be careful and get the Danny DeVito look. I need someone here to fucking help.
Why don't you go get scissors and just cut off your hair and then shave it? That's usually what people do.
That's gonna take too long.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
Or
This is
just
working.
actually shave it instead of being a pussy and just fucking do it.
I am fucking doing it. I hope my old work friend in Sweden is watching this.
She'll watch the rerun, I'm sure.
Hey, I wonder
No,
how
she said
Mitch
she was
is
going to watch
going. I
live.
haven't
She
seen
said
him.
she was going to have popcorn, and I don't know if she was referencing Keemstar. I don't think she knows who he is. But I just thought it was poetic when she's like, I'm gonna have popcorn. That's his thing.
Yeah, that's about right. You're gonna
This
nick
is very
yourself doing it that way.
Wait. Can you can't see it there, can you? Ah! Real talk. I can
Jesse
see a
said
decent
you-
amount of
Jesse
bald.
said-
You actually look way less homeless.
Way
Oh,
less
cool.
homeless. Yeah, I was just gonna tell you, you actually look way
Wait,
less homeless.
should I leave
You
that
look
side
like-
now? There. Like we done with the side for the Danny DeVito look?
On your right side, it looks correct, but on your left side, no.
Just waiting for the stream to catch up. Yeah.
Ah,
He doesn't look less. He does look less homeless. See? Wait, that means my mum was right because she kept saying that, like, yeah, you look fucking homeless with long hair.
yes, but he does look more crazy. You're right about that.
Yeah.
Oh no. Yeah, you're right about that. He does look a little more psychotic. Yeah, you're right about that.
God, there's a lot. Oh, I'm so not happy right now.
And make good. Does this mean that the Shockmouths character in the animations has to change? as
Fuck no. No, that's like the Matrix. That's a digital projection of the mental self. Remember that shit? Ah, it's all over my fucking I'm Alex spoof shirt with fuck.
Just for the record, you had that shirt way before that became like a fucking big thing with Alex.
Yeah.
I just want to state that for the record. For people
I
that have
disliked
not been
him
around
from like
here.
January 2017.
We
But it
have-
wasn't
Me
cool
too.
to dislike him then, so I couldn't say
No,
anything.
it wasn't even. It was way before 2017. We have disliked I'm Alex since 2016.
I think it was
Just
December. I
saying.
think it was December 2016. I was like, what the fuck? Like, everything that people call him out for now, we were, like, talking... MPP and I were talking to amongst ourselves about, but you couldn't say it publicly because, like, one, we're tiny, and two,
Yeah.
like, if you did, everyone would just dogpile you. And not that
Yeah.
we're... Not that now that it's, like, cool and trendy to do it to him, we're not dogpiling him right now, are we? Like...
Yeah, no.
What am I trying to
no.
say? Yeah. Just because it's cool to doesn't mean that you should. That's not my point. My point is, like,
Right.
we couldn't openly say it because we'd get fucking hammered.
Yeah.
This is like the Joker origin story, Jesse.
Yeah. I did not think that... God. I don't know what I was going to say there.
So you know what this means. You have to take really good care of your beard now. Because that's like the only thing that's on you that has hair.
Yeah, well,
So you have
I'm not going to...
really
That
good
I'm
care.
not going to touch anymore. That is just going to get grown as quickly as I can.
Yeah,
Yeah.
makes sense. You know what? It doesn't look bad though.
Doesn't it? I think
Like-
it does.
Oh no, I think that's all in your head. Yeah, Jesse says that you should change the title to Shaving My Head. Well, he didn't say this. I'm adding it. Shaving My Head for Keemstar, emotional.
Emotional. Wait, why'd you put the donation link? Oh.
And then Jesse says that you should have invited him over. He would have shaved your head 10 times better in half the time.
I know, I didn't think that, like, I didn't think it would be that difficult, because my grandfather would do it to himself. I've seen other people do it to themselves.
Yeah, I know, but this is what I was saying before. Just because your grandfather was a good barber doesn't mean that you...
He wasn't good! And he wouldn't mind me saying that. He wasn't good. Like,
Yeah,
Okay.
we went to him
my
because he was free.
great-grandparents were farmers, and I don't farm for shit either.
Akira's
So
in the waiting room. Should I drag her in?
Yeah. At his funeral,
Yeah.
we were thinking of getting, like, a fruit salad bowl or something and putting it on the coffin. Because, like, if you got a haircut by him, that's what it looked like he did. It looked like he put a fruit salad bowl on your head and just cut around. Keemstar. Fuck.
Hey, Colleen.
Hey, Akiri. My wife is gonna have to fix this after. Just like all the shit that I do, she's gonna have to clean it up.
You should just save that as a clip to play whenever something happens. Like, whenever anything happens.
Yeah, but it doesn't even look that bad, though. It's
It
good.
does.
That should be your donation,
your
like,
head.
notification.
This shave is so
Alright.
uneven. I'm sorry, Twiz Fizz. I can't help it.
I know, that's what I told him, Scribble Fix. I told him if he wasn't holding the razor upside down, it would look better.
It's not upside down.
It is upside down.
So,
How many times do I have to tell you that? It's upside down. The flat metal part is supposed to go against your skin, dumbass. That's what I keep on telling him.
Alright, the back's coming off now. Oh, God. Yeah, instead of saying thanks, Obama. King of Goofs. Thank you for subscribing, King of Goofs.
Hello.
Hey, Akiri.
Hey, Kiri.
Ay, ay, ay. What the fuck? There's like little tiny bits and shit. What the fuck is that? Hair doesn't do that.
Yes, it does.
Yes, it does.
Do I have a family of baby
Yeah,
spiders
show
in my
the-
head?
show the- Hey, show the back so that we can
Oh,
see
hold
the
on.
back.
Ah, nearly cut me dick off.
Okay, I'm here.
Alright, cool.
I can't see.
Hi guys, sorry about that.
That's
fine.
all right. Hi, Kiri. How are you?
How's that? Ah, it's all over my shoulders and shit.
I
Oh.
told you to get a fucking towel. What
Hey.
part of get a towel? Do you
I've
not
got
understand?
a bed sheet down here to collect it all. Twiz Fizz, you're gonna be able to. Oh my god, I'm just seeing the replay back now. That's fucked. I look like fucking Dr. Evil. Fuck. At least it'll grow back.
You're right. Yeah,
But,
it'll all grow back. And you know what?
She goes, oh lord. Twist Fizz, you'll
grow
be
back.
able to make wigs and shit out of this stuff for your characters. You'll be able to glue it on your back, glue it on your chest. You'll have like a hairy man chest and shit. Like, it'll be the most realistic thing you'll ever have. So you're welcome.
And it'll grow back even, and it'll grow back healthy, and it'll grow back nice and soft.
Oh yeah, that's what I wanted to say, but Lila said you can't say that because of it's a cancer thing. It'd be a really bad time for me to now get diagnosed with cancer and I have to go through chemotherapy, like, and my hair is just never gonna come back. That's what's gonna
That's what
happen.
I think your hair's never gonna come back. I just came in to say you're a fucking idiot,
Oh,
and
thanks.
that's
Thank you.
it. You're welcome. Bye.
Oh, bye.
I mean, I could stay here. I'm just like, that's it. You're a fucking idiot. Bye.
That might be better if you stay here because I'm really sorry that I have to do this, but I might have to duck out in a few minutes for a little bit.
Oh, that's cool, man. You're a free man. You can do what you like. You look like Scott Evil as if he's trans. Yeah, look more like that, not Doctor Evil. Look like Scott Evil.
Okay.
Keemstar's
Mitch.
Doctor Evil.
Turn the razor where the flat part of the metal goes against the head.
Oh, you know what's
Please,
not
for
working?
the love of God.
It's jammed. It's jammed. Ugh. That's
Well, then
why.
clear it of hair.
I
For the love of
am.
God.
For the love of God!
For the love
Oh
of
boy!
God.
I hope China's okay with this, or they're gonna take my goddamn house.
Oh my God.
Ay ay ay. And again, I'm only doing it because I said I would. He didn't demand that I did. He didn't demand I do this without me saying first.
Please hit the like button. We would really appreciate it. Mitch
Oh
would
yeah,
really
everyone
appreciate
should fucking. I haven't 20 watching. That's pretty good. I've avoided looking at that thing the whole time.
And thank you everybody for coming out. Really appreciate it.
Shit, I can't hit the beard. Don't hit the beard.
Yeah, don't hit the beard.
Yeah. I wish I had that table that was like in Star Wars when Darth Vader like propped up when he became Darth Vader. Like, so now I've become Keemstar. I just prop up and like it's done.
Watch, he's gonna come in at like the very end and be like, "That's not good enough."
Yeah, that's not good enough.
Razor.
You fucking
And you
loser.
have to get shaving cream and you have to shave it.
Is that Diddy Kong Racing in the N64 back there? Yes. Yes, it is.
Yeah, so Mitch has a podcast every week, and he plays games every week on Twitch.
No,
Did you do it on Twitch or did you
I've abandoned Twitch. I try to stick to one.
You've abandoned Twitch.
Yeah, I try to
Okay.
stick to one.
So on YouTube only.
Yeah.
And it's usually after the podcast. So
now we
check
stopped.
out the
We
channel.
stopped doing that. Now we'll just go longer.
Oh, brilliant.
Sorry. That was a good pitch, though.
Yeah, thank you. I try. And
Yeah.
I can't help it if you're fucking useless.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
Right, Akira?
thank
Get
you,
a
Akira.
professional to fix your fucking head.
Well, you are screwed. I mean, you do have two women against you on this. You are going to be totally fucked on this one.
You guys
know
didn't
that.
hear. You didn't hear that MPP, but it was like Siri reading out that message. Get a professional to fix your fucking head. Yeah, I'll get Lila to do it when I'm done. Oh shit! I thought I had a long bit of beard there. It's just hair stuck in my face. I'm gonna send Mum a picture. Hang on.
You're gonna be picking up hair for months.
Oh, you know he is too. And you know what? His cat is going to be walking around with like.
Oh
fucking...
no! My cat loses his hair all the time. This is fucking revenge.
No, but you get to the point like I shed my hair sheds a lot. Unfortunately, I have a long-haired cat. My cats go around and lick the carpet, like looking
See?
for hair to eat.
Exactly. See, you know exactly what I'm talking about, right, Akiri?
Wait, how does it look at the back?
Yes.
I gotta check the back.
Not only
Now I
that, that
wait
means your
for the-
cat's gonna get more hairballs.
Look at it all! Fuck! Ugh.
See, and now all you need is white shoelaces and Doc Martens, and you'll be a real skinhead.
Oh, for fuck's sake, no! Oh
Yeah, why
god, it
didn't you
looks
put on your
terrible.
why didn't you put on your red hat? You'll fit right in.
My red hat's not here at the moment.
You can
Tragedy.
join the Aryan Nation if you so choose.
Oh,
Hey, why don't you keep going around telling people that you've got a percentage of Aboriginal blood in you?
I was just gonna say that he's got Aborigines blood, so that may not work.
Yeah, no.
Oh.
Wait. Ow! That was a knot. Ow! Yeah, Twiz, I don't think it's bleeding. I think it was just literally a red dot.
Yeah, I think it's I honestly think it's a mole.
What? That's not
I
good.
think you nicked a mole.
Well-
think you nicked a mole.
I hope not.
It's just a mole. Suck it up.
Well, aren't you supposed to, like, not break those?
Yeah,
It doesn't
you're not
matter.
supposed to.
It's
It'll
just a
cause
mole.
cancer.
The what? What'd you
Just
say?
don't.
You say
They
I
say
got
if you shave or cut moles, that'll give you cancer.
You're joking. You telling me
She's joking.
Keemstar literally gave me cancer? Hold on,
She's joking.
You got cancer from live streaming some stupid joke.
Yeah, Twizfizz says it's just cancer.
It's just cancer. It'll go away. Just
suck
smoke
it
some more
up.
cigarettes. That's what we do here in Queensland. Smoke the cancer away. Yeah, Jesse said it's pretty weird to find out you have cancer after you shave your head. Yeah. I pulled the old reversey.
Actually, You know what, Mitch? You look younger.
How?
I hate to say it, but you look younger. I really fucking hate to say it.
But I'm glad we didn't ask him to pull off a mullet, because by the way things are looking now, I don't think he could have pulled off a mullet anyway.
Oh, hell no. No, you definitely couldn't have done a mullet.
God
You
damn.
really need somebody to help you with this.
Ripley's back.
You should have had somebody to help you.
I gotta
Yeah,
try
Jesse, can you drive over there and help that poor boy out?
He can't drive. Oh, wait, he can drive, I think. Fuck, I can't get it fucking behind. Hang on. Oh, that's disgusting. Nah. Yuck. Fucking yuck.
Hybrid, where are you?
Fucking yuck.
He says he's been screen recording the whole thing.
Why are you bothering, Hybrid? It's just gonna be available for a replay on YouTube.
Because he was afraid you were gonna fucking delete it. That's why.
No.
And I would be too. And I would be too. Because knowing you would.
Why would I delete this? I mean, accidentally,
that's
sure.
What I said. That's what I
That's
said
what I'm
today.
saying.
Yeah. Well, I record
Accidentally
everything
on purpose.
locally to the computer now as well when I stream. Back then I didn't. So.
Yeah, exactly. Accidentally on purpose.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
Carrie
that
has
was
your
so
number.
bad. For those who don't know, I did like a 6-hour stream last December. Got another big one coming up this December, but I fucking went to go watch it on TV on the Xbox, and then it was in a playlist or something, and I'm like, oh shit, I don't want it in that playlist. So I went to delete it out the playlist, and I'm doing it on my phone, and I clicked delete to delete it out the playlist. And it goes, are you sure? I'm like, yeah, I'm sure. Didn't fucking realize I was deleting the video and not removing it from the playlist. And then I had Jesse and Scribblefix over who were in the chat. They were over. And I didn't say anything. I just let out this big groan like I'd been shot. I ran down the hallway and then like just put my body on the floor and just like fucking weeped. I was like, no, because it was a good stream. And now it's dead. It doesn't exist at all.
I'm going to put that on the Lost Media Wiki. There's a Lost Media Wiki. I'm going to make an entry for that.
For what? In where?
Shockomania 3. 2. 2?
It was 2. 3 is this December.
I want to rub your head for good luck.
Oh, fuck off. Oh, wait, I messaged Mom. She hasn't written back yet. Do you see a difference in how it's being held? Oh, Scribblefix sent me an image of... She sent me this. She goes, do you see what you're doing wrong? Do you see a difference in how it's being held? And I'm holding it wrong. So I gotta go up. Like that. Ow!
Thank you.
It worked! Oh, it worked and it wasn't even turned on. Ow!
I think we've already established you're a fucking idiot. How many
Turn on
times
the
did
raise-
MPP tell you? How many times did she tell you you're doing it?
Thank you, Akiri. Thank you.
Look, I don't listen to anybody, okay? That's
He's
how
like,
I
"Fuck
end up
this,
in these
I'm just gonna
situations.
bleed. I'm just gonna bleed and hold this razor however the hell I want."
Alright, am I doing it right now?
Already established that you should listen to me more, so I don't know.
Ripley, you want me to release shit that just isn't good. You want me to release that stand-up clip that I sent you I did, which is terrible, and no one should ever fucking see the full clip of.
I'm not saying release it on the main channel, I'm just saying...
Well, not on the main channel. Ripley, released means released. It doesn't matter where it's released. That's how people get pregnant without sticking the dick in the vag, because they still released it. It didn't matter that it wasn't inside. It was still around the area, and then still managed to get in. What matters is that it got released. Yeah, I'm sorry.
I like your little Jedi rat tail.
Cole says to glue it back on and do it again.
Oh, he's a traitor, so I'm not listening to him.
Exactly.
Not as big a traitor as Twizfix,
Little
though.
rat tail.
Who's responsible for all this? Twizfist, sorry, not Twizfix.
I keep that little rat tail and make a Padawan.
A paddle. Oh god, no. No, it's gone. Oh shit, it's gone.
Okay, so just for the record, the reason why Mitch is doing this is
Because he's
for
a
the
fucking
reason
idiot.
is because he's fucking lazy. The fact of the matter is that he doesn't want to have to fucking log out of his Twitter, go into incognito mode,
Yeah.
look up what the fuck Keemstar is saying, and see who is quote tweeting who that is going after what Keem had said, and all of that. So this is based off of pure laziness.
No,
this
it's
has
because
nothing to-
no, I say
No,
it again. It's
hold on,
because
shut the fuck up.
you shut the fuck up. It's my stream.
No. This has to do just with the fact that you're fucking lazy. This has nothing to do with viewership, with subs, with the fact that your hair looks like shit, with the fact that your mom thinks that guys look better with bald heads and beards. It has nothing to do with any of that.
Into a Dr. Philip.
You sound like my mum, but American and homeless.
I'm not homeless.
Not
What the fuck?
No, I'm sorry. No, I'm doing it
She's
because I
preaching.
said...
She's preaching, though.
No, because
listen to her. You're lazy.
I've learned my lesson. I fucking tweet out shit. Hey, haha, I'll do such and such if such and such happens, which probably won't. And it finally fucking happened. And I'm like, well, I gotta follow through now, because otherwise I'm a sack of shit. That says he's gonna do things and then doesn't do it.
Right,
Would you like that? Would you rather me be someone that says he'll do something and then not do it?
No. You're lazy with integrity. You're lazy with integrity. Just because you have integrity doesn't mean you're not lazy. So you can be both of those things at the same time.
I am lazy,
okay.
yeah. I won't
All
deny
right,
that.
okay. So just declaring it that the reason why we're doing this is because you're lazy with integrity. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
How long have we been going? Oh, nearly an hour. Oh,
And
okay.
drinking wine straight from the bottle.
No one else in this house drinks the wine, and I am gonna finish it. So. Wait.
You look good with a bald head, though, you fucking motherfucker.
You fucking motherfucker.
You better be sober
Hey
enough
guys,
to
let me
do
shave the
that.
back.
I might just keep it this way now.
Shave the back of your head like you're scraping your back, like you're scratching your back. Yeah,
You
keep doing that.
You actually look decent with the fucking shaved head, and I'm really hating you. Like, I thought you would look like total shit, and I'm fucking hating you for it. I am.
Keep the Jedi Padawan braid. That little
Nah, it's
teeny
gone.
tiny little rat tail you got there.
See, and I think you actually look younger.
Sorry.
Like, I think you look younger. You don't look as bitter.
I just saw Scribble Fix right. Doesn't look half bad. Draws attention to your eyes more. You hear that, Jesse? Fucking stealing your girl. Look out.
See, Jesse, that's why I
know
told
where
him
she
he has
lives.
to take care of his beard more. That's why I told him he has to take care of his beard more than, because then he doesn't have any other hair. So he has to take care of his beard.
You beard.
Look, I'm trying, guys, alright? If I knew that this was happening months ago, yeah, I would have let it grow more.
As my brother says, don't try, do. I don't want to hear try. Just fucking do it.
Is
And
your
that's-
brother Yoda?
Hey?
What?
What?
Is your brother Yoda?
No, he's an asshole, but close.
Oh! MPP's brother. Pube beard. Thank you, everyone, for the support. I'm very emotional right now. I just lost my security blankie.
Fuck you.
You should have used a rug to catch the hair, and then that would have been.
I don't know
the
where that
end to
thing
the
is. I don't know where it is. That's gone. Alright, so I think that's pretty much... Oh, wait, shit. How did I miss this? How did I miss this? What the fuck? Alright, that's gotta go. Wait. Oh no, I gotta go up like that. Oh, there it goes. Oh. Oh man, I can't.
Oh, he does have a little mullet, like, behind his ear. What the
Yeah,
fuck
I
is
got rid of
that?
it.
What are-
It's already gone. Don't get too attached to it. It's already gone by the time that vision has gotten to you. Alright, I think that's it. I think I can fucking wait until Lily gets home and she can correct the rest.
Yeah,
and then she'll be like, "I'm leaving you."
Like, I think that's good enough for a stream. It's fucking all done. All right, can I put my hat on?
No.
No.
Yes.
No.
Not until. Not.
You know
until,
what? It fits. This hat didn't fit me yesterday, and now it does. Now it fits.
No, bitch, no.
He might come.
No, I'm not. I'm not taking it off until he comes. I demand the fucking man responsible, and for him to keep his word that he won't leave me unblocked. My part of the deal as well is I won't make any more bald man jokes.
He said it's got to be clean shaven though. That's not clean shaven.
When did he say that? What do you mean clean shaven? How the fuck do I do that? Listen, I don't know if you know this, but I've never done this before. I'm not an expert.
Yeah, I know, which is why I said to you that I was surprised that you were doing it by yourself.
Ripley, how long will it take you to realize? I don't know anyone here. I have no one that I can... I have no one here in Sydney that I can call up and go, come to my house. Except for Jesse, but I don't think he'd be able to make the trip.
I'm sure you could put an ad on Craigslist and somebody would come shave your hair for $20.
I'm not getting anyone from Gumtree.
I don't, and you know what? I don't think I would trust anywhere near my head for $20 on Craigslist.
Can TwizFizz at least come on before...
It's not you,
as a little preview for tonight?
Yeah, you better be sober enough to do the interview.
If Triple H didn't wrestle and he just got fat and was like a weeb.
All right, did somebody take a screenshot of the bald head so that we can tweet Keemstar that it was done at least?
Yeah. I haven't looked at
to show the baldness. Don't forget to like the stream. Thank you everybody for coming out.
I just saw Cole's tweet. Spot the difference. No, I had one of those moments last year, actually. September last year. Fucking just I went, fuck everything! And just shaved it all.
You look like anything.
TwizFizz says maybe take off the hat so I can screenshot.
Oh, alright. Well, here you go.
Thank you.
There you go.
This is an cold one.
I'm so disgusted in myself.
Yeah, this is definitely your 2007 Britney moment.
Yeah.
This is what happens when you're lazy and you have integrity. So either don't have integrity or don't be fucking lazy.
Wait, how do I keep my integrity and not be lazy? How do I do that in this situation? Because once I said it, then that was it. It was done. Like, I honestly didn't... It was a joke. I said it as a stupid joke because he had me blocked, so there was no way he could see it. Unless someone, put it in his face. Which I didn't think anyone, number one, could do, and number two, would do. Yet...
Maybe you should...
Remember my tweet to you, which is, I can't help your brain damage?
Yeah.
Yeah, that.
What about it?
Yeah, I can't help you if you have brain damage with the fact that you have to tweet everything that comes into your mind.
But isn't it better that way? What you know what it was like in 2016? I didn't tweet whatever came to my head. I'd be like, "Is it family friendly? No, I don't know, honey. What do you think about this tweet?" And it was shit. It was dog shit. Now I don't care. I just tweet whatever. What would you prefer? Would you want to go back to that?
Your Twitter is... You're like one of 3 people that I've got notifications on Twitter.
Oh, you shouldn't have told me that.
It's very entertaining.
I'm going to tweet at like 3 in the morning, which is your retarded 2:30 in the morning Adelaide time. I don't know why you guys... I think it's the only place in the world that's like half an hour out from everybody. That must suck when you're figuring out what time it is around the world. Anyway, I'm going to tweet at 3 in the morning. Ripley, wake up! Wakey, wakey! Hand off your snakey! You're 18 plus... Yep, hand off your snakey!
I turned my notifications off.
See? Cole's glad I've gone raw. He doesn't like me now, but he certainly didn't like me back then. He's like, who is this kid? Who's older than me?
That I'm going to look like in 10 years.
This is what you're going to look like in 10 years, bald with a beard. You joining the circus.
And bitter.
And bitter. Hang on, I mean... I just gotta tweet a photo of this and then I'll put it on the screen.
I just realized that Cole's like the liquid luck version of you.
He's
It's
the
like
what?
if
He's the
you
what?
drank liquid luck. And the liquid luck from Harry Potter.
How are you
It's
getting
like,
these
you know-
like I know how you're getting the screenshots, but how are you getting great screenshots, TwizFizz? Like the one with drinking the fucking wine. Hang on, I gotta get
She's
this on
in-
screen.
She's in your next room.
No, she's in Queensland, where all bad things go to die.
It was a joke. Why do you have to be so literal? Why do you Americans have to be so literal?
I know you were joking. Look at these great photos. I'll always love you, Darth Cole. Thank you, Cole. Thank you. I love you too. And I was 70% serious there. Oh, we got a little gay for a second. See, I did it, Ripley. I know you said that thing sucks when I say that, but I fucking did it.
No, that was okay.
And forever, that's the hair on the floor. Oh shit, I didn't even check if... I think I've got mail around here somewhere with my address. I didn't check. Oh, Zachy Quack's a Queenslander. That's why he's like, you've instigated a gang war. I thought he was in Melbourne. I don't know why. But you went to VidCon in Melbourne. That's why I thought you were in Melbourne.
Yeah,
I didn't think you would make that trip all the way from there. I know TwizFizz would make the trip because she's fucking mental.
I would also like to start to like have a gang war of Adelaide people, but there's no one here to do that with. So.
Yeah, do you have gangs? Does Adelaide have gangs?
Actually, I'm not sure. I'm genuinely not sure. I don't think so. Not just Melbourne.
Melbourne, Sydney, Newcastle. They just stab you
biking
for
gangs,
no
I guess.
reason. They don't have gangs. They
Well,
just stab you.
I'm all for Melbourne because my brother is there, so I have to claim Melbourne as mine. Just by proxy.
Well, I hope
Put
you're
me in
all happy.
Newcastle.
Because I
I'm in
can't
the
drive and get
Newcastle
food now. I've had too much to drink. Can't
Just get
drive.
Uber Eats.
Do you
That's
guys have
another
Uber
thing
Eats
that
over
we
there?
don't have is Uber Eats.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys have gotta have Uber Eats over there, right?
Adelaide doesn't have, does, but only really like, we don't have many options.
Oh, also, for the episode tonight with TwizFizz, I stopped preparing for that yesterday. Because I was like, oh shit, gotta shave my head, and I'm just like hyper-focusing on it, so... I can't remember what I'm gonna ask her.
You had like 3 weeks to prepare. Surely you wrote down.
I did write down. That's what I mean. Like, everything I had prepared before that moment is done. That's written down. But like, there's gonna be nothing fresh prepared other than fuck you.
Yeah.
I'm really excited.
I'm not.
Yeah, you guys should have a great podcast.
Yeah,
That should be really-
because before it was gonna be, oh, hi TwizFizz, tell us about yourself. That's cool. Oh, you do skits. You like to dress up in boys' clothes as well as girls, and women, and men, and genders of all alike in between on the spectrum. Tell us about that.
I love her videos.
But now it's gonna be fuck you, and fuck you.
I'll do that for you. I'll ask the nice questions, and then after all of them, you can just swear at her and insult her if you want.
She'll
We'll
send
do
her
a good
boyfriend
interview
down. He'll
about
fucking
it.
kill
It's
me.
not that traumatic.
No, she'll send her boyfriend down, right, to kill me. I'll have to fight him to defend myself. Look, shut the fuck up, I'm talking.
Melodramatic cunt. That is what you are.
She's gonna send her.
World's smallest fucking violin playing in the background.
I'm
serious.
I'm trying to
Get
tell
over
a story.
It's air.
I'm trying to tell a story. So she's gonna
No.
send her boyfriend down. And to fight me, I'm gonna have to fight back. I'm gonna look like this, right? He's brown. So I'm gonna be, like, hopefully winning, kicking the shit out of a brown guy with this bald skinhead-looking fucking hairdo. And the police are gonna come, and they're not gonna care the backstory. They're just gonna go, alright, get in the back, you racist.
That's pretty much a given.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Yep. Good for you.
Twizfizz, do you want me to wear my Keemstar attire? Do you have Keemstar attire? Because I've got mine. Hang on. Wait a sec. Hang on. I've got mine. I'll put it on right now. Oh, yeah, because the sleeves are cut off on this thing. It's going to look perfect. It's going to look perfect. Hold on. I can't hear you guys talking
look like you're
at the
from
moment.
Alabama.
Wait.
Oh, he's
No, I'm not
my
taking
God,
my
it's
shirt off
green.
on stream.
Like
You're not getting
Alabama.
a screenshot of that. You're not getting a screenshot of me with no fucking shirt on and a bald head. Hold on. Hold on. No. Yeah, all right.
Just do a chopper read pose. Just go chopper
I can't hear you guys. 'Cause my shirt's come off. Hold up.
Oh my God,
I am not giving you guys
Alabama.
the sick pleasure of having a screenshot with me with no shirt on and a bald head. Alright, there we go. Yeah, now I look like the fucking real deal. Oh, Jesus Christ. Wow.
you need to hit the world gym more often.
The world gym. What the fuck? Keep mentioning he's brown. It's great for my channel. I don't know if she's mad at me right now or not. I think he's brown. She said that in a comment on my video yesterday. That's the only reason I think I know. Why is it great for your channel? Oh yeah, it's great for her channel because she's what did YouTube? She's got diversity and stuff. She's hitting all those marks. We've got all the marks here right now. We've got women, we've got the disabled guy in the wheelchair, and we've got a guy who looks like a racist skinhead but isn't.
Right.
I just want to remind everyone, there's a fucking communist flag sitting right there. This is not a good look right now.
No,
Fuck.
it's really not. And then you talk about disabled people and women. You're like, I'm checking all these boxes, but oh yeah, I'm bald and I have a red hat and a Soviet flag. Yeah. I wasn't gonna say Alabama. I was gonna say more Mississippi. Yeah.
Listen, I'm foreign.
No,
I don't know the difference.
Kentucky or Alabama?
I don't know the difference. Other than Alabama like to fuck their sisters.
Well, Alabama, it's legal to marry your cousin.
Is it?
Yep.
We already discussed this. We don't need to discuss it again.
Oh, that's right. We did go down that road. I forgot. I'm sorry. My bad.
Oh my god, fucking Gentleman Wolf Pig. You guys, go check out his latest fucking tweet. I'm gonna play it. You're not gonna hear it. Listen to this shit. He clipped this bit.
Winning, kicking the shit out of a brown winning.
He clipped that bit. You son of a bitch. You son of a bitch. Jesse said, now is the perfect time to drop the N-bomb because you look the part. No, Jesse. No, I will not be saying the N-bomb.
I was gonna say the only thing you need is to put a paper bag around that wine bottle you're drinking from.
Hold up. I got you covered. Ah, shit. Wait, here we go. This wasn't for wine, but, like, it might look the part. Here we go. Oh! There we go. Fucking... Fucking hello, how you going? Just got back from Centrelink. They rejected me again. Said I've got to apply for more jobs. I don't know how Centrelink works. I think that's how it works. I think you gotta actually apply for jobs, but they don't or some shit. I don't know. If there's anyone in the chat that goes to Centrelink wants to let me know.
Wait, what about Centrelink? I go to Centrelink.
Like, do you have to apply for, like, oh, you might be on a different one, but, like, if the unemployment benefit, like, I think you've got to apply for jobs, like, consistently.
Oh, no. I've got to prove that I'm still disabled every 6 months.
Really?
I think...
Yep.
I think we're stepping into dangerous territory here, guys.
Why?
And I think I actually have to dodge out. It was great seeing everybody. Thank you for the stream. I've got to go to a meeting.
Yeah.
It was wonderful. Yeah. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming in,
Have a great evening, everybody. All right, bye.
I'm gonna go cry. Okay. I think that's it. I think we've given Keem long enough to come and point and laugh. But, you know, Twizfizz just said, I went to Centrelink for ages now. I just moved off my boyfriend. See? Nah, I won't go there. I was gonna go too far then. I found the line! And I chose not to cross it! Alright, I'm gonna end it there. Thank you for coming, everyone. We've given Keem plenty of time to come point and laugh. So, click the subscribe button, click the like button. We're going to be streaming again in about 8.5 hours time with TwizFizz. Alright. I haven't played
And it's going to be a lot more professional.
Yes.
No,
Yes, it will.
won't. No, it won't.
No, it won't. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it won't. It's pretty much like this all the time. Alright.
Alright.
See you everyone.